So after 5 months, they finally caught that last prisoner who escaped from New Orleans. I think he was out there in Atlanta. Let's check this out.
We were just monitoring some developing stories, including one out of Atlanta, a 5-month manhunt coming to a close as police believe they have in custody the final individual. They're escaping from that Orleans parish as police capturing Derrick Groves, the last fugitive from that jailbreak involving 10 inmates nearly 5 months ago. Let's take you out right now.
For him to be gone 5 months, I would have thought he was, across the border somewhere in Mexico, maybe even up in Canada. Maybe he hopped on a boat somewhere. I don't know. I would have thought he would have been long gone. But turns out he was just in Atlanta. I guess black people, we can't stay away from ATL, right?
To New Orleans. They're providing an update here on this. We're also expecting one from Atlanta. Let's listen into this here on Live Now from Fox as we chronicle this story from the very beginning.
Sometimes there is no shake, Freddie. Sometimes. Paul, what you got?
Can you talk a little bit about the arrest of Derrick Groves this morning or this afternoon, a short while ago?
Sure. I can't get into the details on the ground because obviously I was not there, but we have confirmed that escaped inmate Derrick Groves was captured in Atlanta, Georgia, following a standoff in southwest Atlanta. After nearly 5 months on the run after escape from the Orleans Parish Justice Center on May 16th. I think across the board, whether you are a reporter or whether you are in law enforcement or whether you lived in the neighborhood where he wreaked havoc or whether you were a witness who was brave enough to come forward and testify against him, everybody is signing a collective sigh of relief, knowing that a person who was facing multiple life sentences is now in custody. And we look forward to holding him accountable for the crimes that he was already convicted of.
Oh, yeah, he going to jail for the rest of his life. He was already facing multiple life sentences. Then he made a mockery by breaking out with those rest of those guys and being on the run for 5 months. And then I seen a clip of the arrest. I wonder if they're going to show it.
And the other crimes that he committed, Paul.
Can you talk about the partnerships that led to today's arrest?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, you've got the Atlanta Police Department heavily involved, working very closely with Brian Fair and the U.S. Marshal Service. The U.S. Marshal Service has just really gone above and beyond when we have multi-jurisdictional issues. There have been a number of cases in which they've weighed in quite heavily, working with the NOPD and all of our federal and state and local partners and Troop NOLA to try to find him when he was here. Obviously, they had a bit of a lead time in when that was reported to law enforcement partners and the press, and he was able to make good his escape for 5 months. But I think you may remember Brian Fair saying a number of times, Derrick Groves has to get lucky every single time, and law enforcement has to get lucky once. And that happened today.
That's facts, man. Especially, being a black person, you from New Orleans, a smart person, right? They're going to go, at least if they're going to stay in the United States, they're going to be in the country or in some small town, somewhere they're not going to be able to be noticed, or at least far away from where they were from. He probably got comfortable and decided I'm going to be in Atlanta. And I think it was a reward out for him as well. So being on the run is just not a life you want to live at all, unless you have an extreme amount of resources. If you don't, it's not what you want to do, man.
Thank God.
And the fact that all of these inmates were recovered, were taken into custody without any anyone shot, anybody.
I think a lot of people were. Let me speak for myself. I was deeply concerned that someone that had been convicted of a double homicide and was supposed to be in Angola would not go easily. I was afraid that there would be loss of life, whether it be civilian or law enforcement. And I don't think we thank Derrick Groves for that. I think we thank God for that, that he was taken into custody without injury.
DA, if you could, I know this is sort of the very beginning. Derrick Groves captured, that's one thing, but how did he get to Atlanta, and if he had any help along the way? That's something that investigators are going to be looking for.
Look, I'm not going to, I don't spend too much time on this because these folks are here to celebrate a monumental accomplishment for the city of New Orleans, just as this arrest was. Obviously, Chris, if you go to Atlanta later on today, you're going to have some help. whether it's an Uber driver, whether it's getting some gas, whether it is catching a flight. He obviously had some help. And there will be a thorough investigation to any and everybody that helped him along the way in whatever parish and whatever county.
Oh yeah, you know it's gonna be a couple people arrested also because it's no way. Like I said, you need an extreme amount of resources to live on a run, and that includes people, right? You're gonna need somebody helping you, and of course, I think he had kids or family. He probably was trying to be back and forth in contact with somebody knew where he was at, you know.
That assistance came.
What charging decisions do you have?
I don't want to address that at this point, Paul. A little too soon. But thank you all for being here today to focus on 31-1 Burgundy Street. We're standing here at what appeared to be
ultimately leading to Derrick Groves. You can see this from the Louisiana State Police.
Yeah, this is the photo of all the guys. I wanted to see if they had the actual arrest footage. Doesn't look like it. Let me pull that up for y'all real quick. Okay, we got the moments that he was actually arrested right here.
And then authorities emerged with a man in custody. His hands appeared to be zip tied behind his back. It appeared that he was cooperating with police and not resisting their arrest. It was a multi-agency response. A SWAT team surrounded, and then authorities.
Yeah, man, he looked dusty, beat up. I'm not gonna lie. It looked like he was ready to go back to jail. That's how it be a lot of times. Like, look at where they found him at, you know? Like, bro probably was just kind of living on the street, homeless vibes. There was all type of stuff coming out. Some people thought he was dressing as a woman or something like that. Maybe he was, right? Who knows what he was doing, how he was getting money. He don't look too malnourished, so he was eating somehow. That's why I say he had to have some type of help. But then there was also this is what I was actually looking for. He said he blew a kiss at the camera. It's probably what the news didn't want to show because he's kind of making a mockery of the whole situation. You see that? You think it's funny. Dude, definitely ready to go back to jail. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. On the run, 5 months. They finally got him. The menace, Derrick Groves, man. The last one out of the New Orleans jailbreak has been caught. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below. As always, love y'all.